Alright, what's going on, you guys? Welcome to Real Madrid Hub again. I'm your host, Dr. Jota, and today I wanted to make a different video just because we have heard news regarding to Erling Haaland and the possibility for him to play in Real Madrid. So what is the latest news, the latest update I have to share with you all, and is that possible for Real Madrid to put together Kylian Mbappe and Erling Haaland in the same attack? To me, it is possible, but before they get started, we have to talk about the latest news we have on the Norwegian player. The first one is about the article that was written by Ivan Martin in OK Diario, claiming that Erling Haaland is willing to play in Real Madrid. Apparently, the relationship between the agent Mino Raiola, the Erling Haaland's father, and Real Madrid is very strong, and the player is looking forward to play in Real Madrid, which is of course very good because there are a lot of teams out there willing to sign Erling Haaland. The most dangerous team who might hijack to Erling Haaland to Real Madrid, it was Chelsea, but according to the latest news about a possible bid from Chelsea for Romelu Lukaku, if they are able to sign Romelu Lukaku, and apparently everything is very wide open right now, nobody knows exactly what can happen, Chelsea will retire from the race for Erling Haaland even for the next year. I mean, I don't think that if you are able to sign Romelu Lukaku this year and pay about 120 million for a player, which is of course a very good player, but it's of course a lot of money, 120 million, I don't think that Chelsea is going to keep in the race for Erling Haaland the next year, even if the price of Erling Haaland goes down according to that clause in his contract of about, because apparently Erling Haaland the next year will be worth about 75 million euros or something like that. If you have already spent 120 million in a player, I don't think that even for a lower price you will join the race for Erling Haaland the next year. So that'd be great for Real Madrid, because the most fierce and the most difficult and the toughest rival in the race for Erling Haaland would be out of the race. So Real Madrid would be the front runners to sign Erling Haaland. So that is the first thing. The second news we have is an information from Alfredo. Let me check the name because I don't remember right now, and I had it. It is the information that came out in Italy yesterday from, let me tell you, Alfredo Pedulla is a Italian journalist who is claiming that Real Madrid and Erling Haaland already has an agreement for, I mean, he doesn't specify for this year or the next year, but according to this Italian journalist, Real Madrid and the Norwegian player already have an agreement. Okay, let me tell you what, the same information, I mean literally the same information from the same journalist came out 2 months ago, June the 22nd, claiming exactly the same. So what I don't know if this information is, I mean, it's probably the same information we got 2 months ago, and this is just nothing new. I mean, he's not providing with anything we don't know yet. So it's pretty much the same information that he released 2 months ago. I'm not sure about that because today in Defensa Central are covering this information, but in my opinion it's just the same. So nothing new here, and of course I still think that Erling Haaland wants to play in Real Madrid. So now the big question, is it possible for Real Madrid to put together both players in the same attack for Real Madrid the next year for 2022? I mean, it sounds really unbelievable, it sounds really wonderful to put them together and have them together in the same squad, but it's not impossible. Okay, it's not impossible. It really depends. I mean, to see these two players playing in Real Madrid in the same attack, it really depends what happens with Kylian Mbappe this year. I think I mentioned in different videos, I mean, if you are able to sign Kylian Mbappe this year, of course Erling Haaland can arrive to Madrid the next year, right? Because in the same time, in the same year, I don't really think it's going to happen, but in different years it can happen, right? So that is the first thing. The second thing is Real Madrid has received or will receive very soon about 260 million euros, from which the 50% might be for signing new players, and that is coming from a new agreement from La Liga and an investment firm from the United States, CVC, that are going to invest like 2,000 million or something like that in the Spanish La Liga. So Real Madrid will be receiving about 260 million. It is 50% for signings, okay, and the rest of the money, it is for facilities and improving and expenses and remodeling stuff and things like, different, nothing for signings other than the 50%. So it is good for Real Madrid because that way we will have to get more money for more signings. Of course, there is another news from Fabrizio Romano yesterday in his Twitch channel, claiming that Ancelotti is asking to Florentino for more midfielders. As you know, Toni Kroos will be out of the squad for 1 month due to an injury that he has, and apparently Carlo Ancelotti wants to sign another midfield for right now because we really need a midfield according to Carlo Ancelotti. It is funny because I still think that we are more in need of a right back rather than a midfield, but of course if Carlo Ancelotti says that we need another midfield, I'm okay with that. So we still have more money for everything, right? But the most important, can we put together to Kylian Mbappe and Erling Haaland for the next year? Of course. To me, that would be even better if we are able to sign Erling Haaland this year and postpone to Kylian Mbappe for the next year, because that way we can get Erling Haaland. Even if Borussia Dortmund is asking about, I don't know, maybe 175 million or something like that, we have the money to go ahead and sign him. We have that money, right? It's crazy money. It's completely insane. It's nothing, it's something we never seen before. But Real Madrid, if there is a team in the world who can really afford that, is Real Madrid. We have the money and we can do that, right? So if we are able to sign Erling Haaland this year, then Kylian Mbappe can arrive to Madrid for free the next year. Even if we have to pay a kind of transfer fee to Kylian Mbappe for signing the next year for free, that would be about 40 million or something like that. It's still a very good price for two of the best, arguably the best forwards, the best players in the world right now, because they will make sure that they score about 100 combined 100 goals every single season. So that is going to take you to the most competitive stages in Europe, right? So yes, it's true, we can see them together in Real Madrid, maybe in different years, but of course together. And maybe for the next 2 years we will see a very significant upgrade of the attack of Real Madrid, because if there is something we are missing the most, it is goal. We need more goalers, we need more top scorers, we need more players who can really score more goals than the players we have already, because there's only one player that is able to score beyond the 30 goals per season, and it is Karim Benzema. But the problem is, if you are Real Madrid, you need players who are able to score, I don't know, between the 40 and 50 goals per season. Maybe one of them 40-50 goals per season, and the other two, the wingers, maybe 20-25 each. So that way, if you are able to reach the 100 goals per season threshold, then you are able to compete in Europe with the best teams in Europe, in the continent. You know what I'm saying? But lower than that, if you are if you're not able to score beyond the 100 goals per season, then in my opinion you're not ready to go. And it's funny because Chelsea scored way less than 100 goals the last season. Even when the top scorer was supposed to be Timo Werner, he only scored like 4 or 5 goals in the whole season, right? But even with that, they won the Champions League. But in my opinion, that is just a coincidence, right? Just because Thomas Tuchel took over the bench of Chelsea and he made some tactical adjustments that in my opinion helped it to Chelsea to win the Champions League, and of course to improve significantly his standings in the Premier League. Just because of that was the reason why they won the Champions League. But it is not very common to see a team scoring less than 85, 100 goals per season winning the Champions League. So if we want to get back to the top, we need players like Kylian Mbappe and Erling Haaland both together scoring a bunch of goals and taking us to the top of the mountain, man, because otherwise we are done. But let me tell you what, it is good, it is great to see them together, to Erling Haaland and Kylian Mbappe in Real Madrid, but of course we don't have to forget that is very important to surround these players with the best players as well in different positions, because we are talking about a squad, we are not talking about individuals, right? Every single player in the soccer spectrum has to play surrounded by the best players possible. I mean, for example, Leo Messi would never reach all the things that he has reached already, he has achieved already, without Iniesta, Xavi, and all these players surrounding him, right? So we need to bolster and reinforce more different lines. For example, what happened, or what is going to happen with the right back? We need a right back, and right quick. Carvajal is out, Odriozola is out, and Lucas Vázquez apparently is going to be the next right back of Real Madrid, which is of course not very natural because he's not in his natural position. He's a forward. He is a forward who has to play now in the right back. Or what is going to happen with the midfield? What is going to happen with Odegaard? There are so many questions we have to answer, and right quick, because we have to create a very good project, a very doable team, a very doable squad to be competitive as well. And we cannot rely everything upon Kylian Mbappe or Erling Haaland, or even in both of them. I mean, we need more players and we need them really quick. So it is a very good news to hear that Erling Haaland wants to join Real Madrid. Of course, it is even better to see how Kylian Mbappe signs for Real Madrid, but we don't have to forget we need more players in different positions. But the question I wanted to answer in this video, whether we are able to sign Kylian Mbappe or Erling Haaland or both, or have them both together in Real Madrid, yeah, the answer is yes, we can. Maybe in this year, maybe the next year, maybe in 2 different years, whatever, it is possible. But we can't forget we have to reinforce and bolster different more positions to provide these players with all the things they need, because they can do everything by themselves. They really need more help, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, I'm so happy, don't get me wrong, I'm so happy to hear that Erling Haaland wants to play in Real Madrid. Let's see what happens with Kylian Mbappe signing, because of course there is only 15 days ahead, in my opinion, to know something significantly more important than all the news we've been listening about Kylian Mbappe over the last month, because nothing happened in the last month. So in the next 15 days, in my opinion, we will hear more stuff regarding to Kylian Mbappe, and important stuff, not just rumors or speculations or things like that. But of course, again, I think that Erling Haaland, there are so many chances for us to sign the Norwegian player and build up a super project that really fulfill our dreams of seeing and attack a super competitive, a super aggressive attack since the days of Cristiano Ronaldo. So now let me know your thoughts about that. Just comment in the section below, and of